Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network. It's a pleasure to be here with you this week. I'm your host, Ric Davis, and as always, I urge you to please follow me on all social media platforms at Prime Real Estate Ric. Once again, you can follow me on all social media platforms at Prime Real Estate Ric. And as always, it's my pleasure to introduce my co-host. He's a broker, an author, an entrepreneur, and I would like to introduce everyone to my co-host. You can follow him at Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
Yeah, what's going on, good people? It is always a pleasure to be in front of you. I'm excited, I'm energetic, and we have some great insight for you today when it comes to how you market your real estate properties, right? So again, like as my co-host Ric D said, I am most definitely happy and excited to be in front of you today. And man, Ric,
Yes,
let's
sir.
talk about what we got going on, man. How was your week, though? How was your week?
This week was outstanding. Really busy, but it's that time of year.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
We're going into that fourth quarter period, so I'm transitioning a lot of our clients from the phase of pre-qualification, getting qualified with the lender, and now we're starting to get ready to move forward as far as closing and getting people keys. So this week has been outstanding. I want to congratulate all of our newest homeowners in the Brooks and Davis family that have recently closed in the last 30 days. So congratulations to you all. Larry, how's everything been as far as marketing and your travels and doing everything with the book and the book signings?
You know, Ric, things are exciting, man. I always like to look, I'm never really not working. Like all my things are cohesive. They go together, right? And so things have been good. Marketing the book has been good. And so I've even scheduled an opportunity to do my book launch, which is going to be next Friday. So at the end of the show, I'll talk a little bit more in detail about where people can RSVP to be at that event. But man, things have been good, Ric. So
I mean, it's great, man. Today's episode, and we've discussed this, and I want to let everyone know today's episode has to deal with real estate photography and listing your home and making sure the photos that market your property are as powerful as they need to be to get you your best value in the market. So I would like to introduce this week's guest, Mr. Chris Allen. He is the owner and founder of C. Allen Photos. He's a professional photographer. He works in real estate and all other forms of artistic photography and commercial art. So I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network family, Mr. Chris Allen. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, man, it was a pleasure, man. I thank you for making some time to stop by and speak to some of our clients and everyone who watches our podcast.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
C. Allen. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Now, Larry, you know, this is a really powerful opportunity for a lot of our past clients that have been in their homes maybe 4 or 5 years and have been seeing a lot of the homes in their neighborhood being put on the market for sale.
True.
And I've gotten calls, and I'm sure you've gotten calls. When is the perfect time to sell? When should we list? And what do we need to get top dollar for our home?
You know, it's a lot that play into that. And so, you know, there's no perfect answer because every home, every seller, every community is different. So that's more of an individual statement or a community statement that I will give an answer to when it comes to that. So in my ideal, there's no really ever a perfect time to actually sell, but there are some things that you should do when you are ready to sell. If you want your property to be moved, if you want to have the right realtor that's in there that knows that they are not a professional photographer, right?
Right.
So imagery is everything. You know, a large amount of realtors don't know, or I wouldn't say realtors, but a large amount of people don't know that when we upload photos to to things like MLS, which is one of our popular search engines, you need about 33 photos to go on there to help you pop up closer to the top of the list when people are doing searches for property. So, you going out there with your iPhone, you may be able to get a few good shots of the backyard. And I know iPhones are not just iPhones, but phones are getting more creative nowadays. But come on, let's just keep it real. In order to get the right imagery, to get the right angles, you need a professional to come out there. That's where someone like C. Allen that has helped me out on what our property, our listings, comes in at.
And it's what makes what you're talking about so profound is that I think when you meet clients or people who are considering selling their house without an agent or doing a for sale by owner, I don't think that they understand the dollar value in having professional photography done when you're listing and bringing your home to market. I mean, small things, lighting, time of day, angles. And I want to give Chris an opportunity to speak towards that point, because I know as a photographer, you meet people probably every day who don't really understand the tangible value of what you bring. So what are some of the things that you would like to speak to our members and people who watch our show as far as the value of having true professional real estate photography done in your home before you list it?
Right. So in regards to real estate photography, we're talking about professional business. So you should hire a professional photographer, because those pictures represent what I started in is watching how people surf the internet, how they shop. I look at Amazon, for example, which I believe is $1 trillion company, because people order products online. I know people do everything online. So for photos, you want to list your home. I know those photos because I've leased homes from in my house, in my pajamas, surfing the website, looking at the neighborhood. But we all look at the photos.
Absolutely.
And pictures represent everything before we can even come outdoor and make an action to pick up a phone to schedule anything. We're online. We're at home, looking at photos of these properties and trying to figure out how it looks. But a bad photo can make you go to the next one without even, going any further. So I believe it's very important to have professional photos, especially when you're selling your home, because if you don't, like I said, you're not gonna waste your time on pictures that look like they probably came from a cell phone. You're trying to cut corners, save the cost, but it's really not. It's not expensive in the grand scheme of things. Your goal is to sell your home,
and
right.
People are visual, and that's the one thing about it, Chris. Like, you can go through and. Exactly. Nowadays, I remember I've been doing this 17 years. So I remember when I first got in this industry, we had more of a dose program. So you couldn't even see the property. Like, you'd have to go to the other people's office, get the key, then you saw the property.
Right.
And so then we started where they required us to have 6 photos. Now like I was saying earlier, you should have up to 33 photos of a property. Right. So now people really feel like if the imagery is wrong, why even go take my time going out there? It's impossible. Right. So it's like your role in the selling process is up there near the negotiations, right? That's how big it is. Yeah.
Right.
And not to cut you off, but I think something else that I would like for you to speak towards is how, as time has evolved, technology in photography has evolved.
Right.
Equipment has evolved.
Correct.
And if you are an amateur, novice, someone who may you look at photography as a hobby.
Right.
Since you're not necessarily in that particular market professionally, you may not evolve with the times.
Right.
And as every artist knows, you're only as good as the equipment that you can use.
Absolutely.
So could you speak towards some of the advanced photography equipment that you would use when you were doing someone's real estate photography?
Right. So like you said, a lot of phones are getting having better cameras. They're coming out with newer phones. But as of right now, like, a professional photographer would have the right lens to cover that home. It's not just, hey, I have a camera, let me take pictures. Right. You want to make sure you use the right, camera equipment to capture that house in its best light, in its best form. We want to see wall to wall. I need a wide angle lens for that. Your phone may not do that. Also, when you invest in your equipment, it's not cheap, for a photographer. Most photographers know the stuff that we really want to purchase, we're gonna have to save for it because it's not cheap, but it's a purpose. It's priced at those levels because of the quality that it produces.
Right.
And so and it's hundreds of different products out there, technology wise.
And Mr. Brooks, I would like to give you an opportunity to speak towards the competition in the market.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a homeowner and you're thinking about listing your home and bringing it on market, could you speak towards why the real estate photography has to stay on par to what the competition is in the market for your similar home, or you won't be able to compete?
You won't. You actually summed it up perfectly, because having the right marketing material, which imagery is everything. We with our 7 signs or 7 I believe it's 7 signs, but we have our feel, we have our visual. But first off, it's visual, right? So if we're looking at a product, if we're looking at some imagery, first thing we say, oh, I love this floor, or I love that. And as a realtor, we are great at putting everything together, but for the most part of each individual area of that business, which is photography is one of them, if you haven't been trained in that, that's not something that I suggest that you go in through. And even when it comes to selling your home as a homeowner, or if you decide to go as a for sale by owner, the ideal is you taking your $80 camera out of CVS or somewhere where people buy them at. I don't know where they buy them at.
Yeah, right.
But it's still not going to give you the kind of selling power that you're going to need. If your pictures look fuzzy and like they were taken with a camera, when someone else sees it, they're going to take not only. Here's the key. They're not going to take just the imagery of it, but just because your home may be on that street and they decide to go see it, they're going to think that the quality of the owner that lived there didn't do a good job at taking care of their home, because of the simple fact they don't want to invest in a product or want to invest in photos that's going to make their home look beautiful. So if I see some dingy looking photos, I'm thinking, man, whoever lived there, they don't believe in the quality of their home. They don't have the right photo. It's not going to, I'm going to look at them the exact same way. All right. So, yeah.
No, it's amazing that you bring that up, Larry, because I think I want to reiterate that for our viewing public.
Mm-hmm.
You're speaking towards how a consumer could take the quality of your online photos
mm-hmm.
and use that as a way to judge how you as a homeowner have maintained your property.
What? Exactly. I've heard it. This is,
Oh, wow.
I'm not even making this up. I've heard people say that, well, now they probably was this, or they probably was that, and regardless, your home may not get visited, or no one may not come and visit your home, because they may take the imagery of the photos and say, well, you know what, if the quality of the photo look like this, I can only imagine how, they've taken care of the homes of the areas that I can't see,
And it's amazing. And Chris, I would like to ask you, and how long have you been a photographer?
I've been a photographer for over 10 years.
Oh, wow. And in that decade of photography, I'm sure you've seen evolution.
Right.
From
definitely.
starting off probably at the infancy of social media.
Right.
And how social media has exploded, and how.
Absolutely.
And it's so funny. And as a photographer, let me know your opinion, because as a layman, to me, the power of a photo, as social media explodes,
right,
the power of a single photo explodes.
Right. Absolutely.
Because now it's being shared on such a larger platform,
right,
to thousands or potentially hundreds of thousands or potentially millions of people. So as a professional in the industry, how have you seen your role expand in the last 10 years that you've been a photographer?
I kind of came into photography at the right time because of the social media takeoff.
Right.
And, I don't know the percentage of it, but I know it's a high percent of social media pictures make up social media.
Right.
And so like you said, one photo can get shared over 1 million times overnight. That's astronomical.
Mm.
That knowing that most people, they're not thinking, hey, I'm putting this picture out and I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm thinking from a business perspective, how do I want to be perceived? How do I want my company to be perceived? And photos are just one element of it, because you also have video. But over the years, I've seen more people become photographers. And what I realize is that everybody like to shoot. They like to take pictures. But on the business side, you don't break down what's the purpose of these photos. For real estate photography is to have pictures that are marketable, not just that look good, but will this bring out your possible customers or buyers.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to look at that. I like to think of myself sometimes as a barber. What type of haircut do you need? That means like what type of pictures do you need? Because I need to know what purpose. If you have a personal event, a private event, that's all gravy. That's all good. But if it's for business, you have to make sure that photo will have the results that you want people to come out.
No, and I appreciate your candor. And we're going to take a short break. But when we come back from the break, I would please ask that you elaborate to our audience a little bit about your background.
Okay.
Where did you start from to get you to where you are today? A lot of times, if you could share with us some mentors or inspirations, we would really appreciate it.
Okay.
So we'll get to you after our break. Everyone, we're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsor. So please stick with us, and we'll see you when we get back from the break on the Prime Real Estate Network.
Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network. I am your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to. You can find me at Instagram and Facebook at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, I urge everyone to stop by our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, my co-host, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, is here. And our guest this week is professional real estate photographer and the founder of Sea Allen Photos, Mr. Chris Allen. Thanks for being with us this week, Chris.
Yep, thanks for having me again.
Before our break, we were talking about your photography business, what you can do for homeowners that potentially would like to list and sell their properties. But what I would like to go into is a little bit of your background.
Okay.
Where you started, and who were some of your photography mentors or people who pointed you down the path of entrepreneurship and having your own photography business?
Right. I started in photography over 10 years ago, and it literally started from an internship. I had a marketing internship with a company named Music World right here. It was owned by Matthew Knowles.
Right.
And as a marketing intern, we're all over the place. We're kids in a company. But what I realized, we had a camera, and a lot of times we needed to document our events. We needed to document rehearsals and anything that the company is doing. We want to document it. And this was almost kind of like before Facebook, before MySpace, before Facebook.
Wow. So,
yeah, a little throwback.
That's a throwback. Right.
So I was the one who picked up the camera, and what I realized, what I liked about it is because it always pulled me in the room. So everyone, if you know Matthew Knowles, you know he's Beyonce's father. So a lot of times when people come in Houston, big, the names, the politicians and different people, they always make a way to stop by Music World. And for me, they always wanted to document it.
Absolutely.
So me having that camera, I had to understand that this picture, and today, if you don't have a picture of it, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen, right? And so for me, I kind of like the feeling of having that,
You
that
always
power,
had access.
right? Because other than that, I'm just there doing, paperwork, what interns do. And so it became a thing to where's Chris? Where's our camera guy?
Right.
And I hated that name, camera guy. Like to this day, it's hard to say, hey, he's a photographer, because it's so much more power that you're doing by documenting those sessions.
No, and what's amazing is because when you're dealing with customers, especially people who own homes and they're ready to list it, and you really can't blame them. A lot of their motivation is, what's the bottom line? How can we maximize profits? How can we sell our house at the highest possible value?
Right.
And, they always do things like, oh, well, do we need a title company? Me and Larry have had a show about why title companies are absolutely essential. They'll ask questions like, well, why do we have to have a professional photographer take the pictures? And I always try to illustrate for my clients this way. I say, when you open up a new Facebook page and they ask you for that initial profile image,
Right.
The first selfie you take is not the one you're going to use.
Right, definitely.
You're going to say, oh, no, I didn't like the light in this one. I didn't like my smile, that type of thing. I say you will take repeated selfies until you find one that's satisfactory.
The right angle.
Right. The problem when you have real estate photography is that we don't get do-overs. So if you hire an amateur or you take the pictures yourself, when they go on MLS, like Larry was speaking towards earlier, you realize, oh my God, my house looks ashy. There are no do-overs.
Right, grainy pictures. Yeah.
Exactly. So the only opportunity we'll have to get it right the first time is with a professional photographer.
That's right.
Right, absolutely. And most people don't understand. Sorry to cut you off.
please.
They don't understand when you're taking those pictures, you don't know why. Sometimes people get lucky. You know, they hit that first shot and it looks good to them.
Exactly.
And so now they're a professional. It doesn't work like that. You want to bring in somebody who's going to not waste time. They want to get it right the first time. And that goes for any industry. You want to bring in the right person who knows the technical side of it to get it right every time. Not just that one lucky snapback.
Because when you've done homes for me, Chris, and I've been there with you, you come in with all kind of things that's going to support the lighting, or if there is no lighting, if there's a dark room that when they had the home built, they didn't put the right fixtures in the right place.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I got enough carrying my own items in. Let's not having to bring all the kind of things.
It's almost like you're shooting a music video.
Yeah, it's a crew.
You got to know what to bring.
Right?
Right.
You got to know
Exactly.
the things. You got to know how to be the expectations of that property when it comes to that. Yeah.
Right.
And you know, it's something that I want to make sure the public is aware of, because not only do you do quality real estate photography, but you also have a branch of your business that I truly respect, and that's a public outreach.
Oh, definitely.
That's an aspect of your business that I think gets under promoted.
Right.
And I would like to give you an opportunity to share some of the information about some of the public outreach, some of the things you do with kids in and around the Houston area.
Right.
Because after seeing this episode, I'm sure there's going to be viewers of the Prime Real Estate Network, people who follow Larry and myself on social media that would like to engage with you on a personal level, to be involved with some of your public outreach. So please share some of that with our audience, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Allen.
Not at all. So right now I'm in my career. Where I am is just mentoring and just pouring all the knowledge that I've gained in my career. Because the thing is, we're not going to be here forever.
That's
so kids that are growing up today, they're growing up in a social media market. They're growing up 2 years old tapping screens on tablets. And so knowing that, I can give them the competitive advantage by letting them know I can direct you on how to use that to either work for yourself or just be an asset. So I never looked at photography as an end goal. It's a great tool to know to put you in rooms to do what you would love to do. You know what I mean? And that's how I met Mr. Larry. I met a lot of people in real estate and different industries based off of a skill set that I've, I won't say mastered, because you always learning, it's always evolving.
Right.
But my kids, for me,
I'll say it for you. You are a master. You put in years worth of work. You are a master at this. But yeah, go ahead.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll say it for you.
You know, you still, but my kids, like I said, the phones are getting smarter. And the advantage that they need to know is all of this is new to everybody. Steve Jobs just passed away a few years ago. So the technology that he's created, it's available to everybody. So my classes, I do digital kids. I call them digital kids. I want them to feel like they're a part of something. And I want them to take back the power that, you know, in our day, we did have to hire a professional photographer for, you know, anytime we wanted pictures, or a videographer. But I just got back from New York and I met a girl, 21 years old. She was her own photographer, own videographer. And then what most people don't do, she got a tablet out and wrote down the information, correct spelling of the names, the people she interviewed. And I was blown away because who taught you that? You just know you a self-starter and you getting it done. To me, that's impressive.
No, and it's super impressive. And the fact that you've used your platform to enlighten the youth, inspire the youth, and motivate, I think, is invaluable. And I would like to publicly thank you for taking the time and investing in our kids, because I think that's one of the things now that, as a parent, any parent can always understand how in life you're so busy that you don't have time with your kids to actually go through developing their love of the arts.
Right.
And
Who
ahead,
are some of the people that inspire you, Chris, and what got you into what actually? I know what got you into photography, but at this point, what are some of the things that motivate you to want to do the things that you're doing, like the way that you give back to the kids and things like that? Who's the mentors or the people that you engage with that excite you about continuing your day-to-day activities?
I'm still an 80s kid. So one guy that got me through college, that got me all the way through leaving my day-to-day job was Les Brown, motivational speaker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so I had an opportunity to work with him one-on-one. So I had a chance to ask him questions about how do you keep going.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest interviews to date is with Common, and I had 2 questions to ask, and I wanted to make you good, right?
Yeah.
So I said, how do you have a career that's your longevity is in the game like 10, 20 years as a creative? Because a lot of times creatives come and go. And so I wanted to know, how do you manage your business while still being a creative? And he told me to hire people or bring people around you that are good in the business departments so you can still be a creative.
Wow.
And that helped me because a lot of times creatives, they're really, really talented, but we can't make a living. You don't make enough money to support your lifestyle and your arts. So you have to take care of business.
Yeah.
So Les Brown, keeping it passionate, he told me basically, if it's a tree outside, wherever there's people is his passion.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get caught up on the day to day with because it's always a problem going on.
Yeah.
You know,
You
this
gotta put
didn't work
fires out all
out.
the
What
time,
is this situation? Do your passion and don't worry about the small stuff. That's what I was told.
And I mean, I want to thank you because I can hear the energy and the passion and how much you care about not only what it is that you do or how that you give back to the community. So please, for our followers, watchers, everyone that tunes into the Prime Real Estate Network, as far as those who may be interested in getting involved with the Digital Kids,
Digital Dopeness Kids,
could you please let them know about any upcoming marketing, outreach events, or anywhere where they may be able to meet you personally?
Right. This weekend, this Sunday, we will be hosting a Digital Dopeness Kids open house.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And it's an opportunity to invite parents with their kids to come hear about some of the classes that I'm kicking off this fall. And I'm looking forward to just meeting with them because, like I said, kids are energetic.
Yeah.
They give me energy.
Yeah.
And a lot of times a friend reminded me that we think we smart. These kids are on a whole nother level, and you can learn from them. So this Sunday we'll be at on 1960. We'll be at Luxar Studios. The address is 9215 Salon Road, Houston, Texas. The zip is 77064, Unit A4. And so it's about 5 minutes from Willowbrook Mall, and that's where it kicks off at.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Outstanding. Mr. Brooks, where can any fans of the Prime Real Estate Network, where may they be able to reach out to you or possibly see you in or any speaking engagements in and around the
I am
area?
always online. So, hey, you can go to one of the most popular sites I like to use is if you go to Facebook / Texas Real Estate King.
Absolutely.
It would take you directly to the show where we host the podcast live. And then it'll also have our links where if you have Spotify, if you have iPhone or Google Play, those items you'll be able to click on those links and go ahead and subscribe. That's ideal for us. In addition to that, you can always find me on IG posting some live photos from somewhere in the community,
Absolutely.
open houses, or just visiting things of that matter. So also feel free to go to my website, larrywbrooks.com, RSVP for the book signing that'll be taking place on next Friday. So it'll be next Friday from 5 to 9 p.m. In the 3rd Ward area near downtown.
Perfect.
And hey, I look forward to seeing everybody down there. Rick, fill me in on where you're going to be, man.
Oh, no, I'm always in and around town. I want to urge everyone, if this is your first episode of the Prime Real Estate Network, I want to thank you for tuning in. You can always catch up with all of our back episodes at our YouTube channel. If you were to go to YouTube and search the Prime Real Estate Network, you'll be able to see not only this episode, but all of our previous episodes. If you're a podcast listener and you enjoy listening to podcasts on the go, iPhone users can subscribe to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on iTunes by searching the Prime Real Estate Network. If you are an Android user, you can subscribe to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast via Google Play. As always, I urge anyone, if you're interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate, or just have a general real estate question, you can reach out to myself, on Facebook or Instagram. You can reach out to Larry on Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat, or you can always go to brooksanddavis.com, spelled Brooks and Davis.com. And as always, I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network. We'll be here next week, same time. And as always, we urge you, stay blessed, and we'll see you next week.
Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.